All right, thanks so much for spending your 4th of July with us. I'm Matt Holzaffel. Last night in Highwood, an unidentified body was found near the Widow Cooley fishing access site. 2 men fishing nearby discovered the body on Friday evening. Since then, the Cascade County Sheriff's Office has begun investigating, and is expected to release more details next week as the investigation continues. We'll, of course, update you as we receive more information. Well, it's the 4th of July unlike any other, at a time when new cases of coronavirus are at an all-time high in the U.S. and health experts blame reopening too early and people defying health guidelines. Those same health experts are concerned that holiday travel and group gatherings this weekend could lead to even bigger spikes around the country. Michael George with CBS News reports.
4th of July fireworks may be loaded and ready to launch on the National Mall in Washington, D.C., but in the nation's fight against the coronavirus, there's little to celebrate.
Right now, we are heading 1,000,000 miles per hour in the wrong direction.
New U.S. cases in a single day hit record highs Wednesday, Thursday, and again Friday, when more than 57,000 new cases were reported, showing the pandemic is winning.
It's absolutely the saddest thing, the most unnecessary situation that we're finding ourselves in, and it's behaviorally driven.
Cases in 37 states have risen since the economy started to reopen. In Arizona, 50 Phoenix firefighters tested positive. Another 40 are in quarantine. In Florida, a state where leaders resisted safety measures, 10,000 new cases were recorded Thursday alone. But now, with some Florida hospitals stretched to the limits caring for patients, Miami-Dade County put in a 10 p.m. to sunrise curfew until further notice. There and in other parts of the nation, popular beaches will be closed this holiday weekend.
We all wish we could have the beaches open, but it's just not the right thing to do.
Malibu, California Mayor Karen Farrer is keeping an eye on surfers after the governor ordered most Southern California beaches closed again. Since they reopened 3 weeks ago, there's been a surge in cases, including some lifeguards. And Galveston, Texas closed beaches, fearing crowds would pour in from Houston, where 1 out of 4 people tested positive.
Primarily, we're seeing a surge in young people who are really just not paying any regard to the risk of this.
A frustration for health professionals.
Do we really have to say hashtag don't kill grandma? People have to realize there are consequences to getting infected and spreading it to people who are vulnerable. They can die.
Many cities now require masks. In Santa Monica, anyone not wearing one could end up with a ticket. And Chicago is joining several areas, including New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut, requiring visitors from hotspot states quarantine for 14 days upon arrival.
We're going to do everything that we can to keep members of the public safe.
That includes visitors from California, and some aren't happy about it.
I'm not going to go somewhere that's in full quarantine. Like, once you set foot on that ground, like, you have to quarantine. That's what that means. Like, I don't want to have to go through that.
Back in the Treasure State, we have 33 new confirmed cases of coronavirus to add since our 10 o'clock newscast last night. A large number of those coming from Yellowstone County. Montana has now gone 11 straight days with 10 or more new positive cases, and while that count of 1,176 confirmed cases still puts us at 48th in the country, we are closing in on Vermont. If Montana were to pass the Green Mountain State, that would be the first time our state did not have the fewest cases among the 48 contiguous states. Cascade County has seen 34 total cases, 12 of those currently active. Lewis and Clark County comes in at 31 total cases, 11 of those are currently active. The Teton County Health Department is asking anyone who attended the Shoto prom at the Shoto Country Club on June 27th to self-quarantine immediately. They say attendees may have been exposed to a confirmed case of COVID-19. The health department says all individuals that attended the event should self-quarantine until July 11th and seek COVID-19 testing. A number of high-profile Montana Republican candidates are also self-quarantining after possible exposure to COVID-19 earlier this week. Montana gubernatorial candidate Congressman Greg Gianforte and his running mate Kristen Juras confirmed Saturday they will self-quarantine after possible exposure from an event in Gallatin Valley, an event that Donald Trump Jr. and his girlfriend Kimberly Guilfoyle also attended. Guilfoyle later tested positive for coronavirus. A spokesperson from the campaign says both Gianforte and Juras are being tested for COVID-19 and will suspend in-person campaign events pending the results. Today, a spokesperson for Matt Rosedale's campaign for the U.S. House of Representatives said Rosendale will also attended the event and will be self-quarantining regardless of COVID-19 test results. We also confirmed through a spokesperson for Senator Steve Daines that he was not at the event. Well, severe weather has interrupted plans for some Montanans already, and we're expecting stormy weather to continue as we get ready to watch some fireworks tonight. Our Storm Tracker weather team is here to tell us more. Grant Garland joins us now. Grant?
Yeah, Matt, that's right. We have been looking at a lot of severe thunderstorms all throughout the early afternoon, and we've had a couple of severe thunderstorms out towards Teton as well as Pend Oreille County and also in Cascade County. So let's go ahead and zoom on in though and see what we're looking at. Let's loop this so that we can see the motion that these storms are moving in. They're moving towards the northeast. Heading on outside right now though, we're looking at some heavy thunderstorms out towards Dutton, and we're looking at especially around 16th Road Northeast and Brady Road too. And then we're going to go on out over towards, let's see, Big Sandy, North Fort Benton, and as well as north of Loma. Looking at some heavy downpours out there. Widening out to Winifred as well as Stanford, and out towards Lewistown we have some thunderstorms that are making their way. Denton right now seeing in on a lot of rain showers. See if we can see anything Deerfield Colony as well as Danvers. And then as we head on out towards, let's see, around Helena, Wolf Creek, looking at some moderate downpours there, but the reason why we're seeing this is because we are looking at the ingredients needed. We have a lot of energy in the atmosphere, and we also have winds that are shifting. As you go up in the atmosphere, we have different wind speeds. That's creating the chance for some hail, and with these temperatures right now in the upper 80s and lower 90s for a lot of folks, we're seeing the energy, the fuel needed for these storms to continue. Now coming up, I'll track out the timing of our storms as we head into the nighttime hours in a few minutes, but for now, back to you.
All right, thanks, Colonel. The Black Eagle Community Center held their annual Independence Day parade today, but with a bit of a twist. The event was actually a reverse parade. The float sat on the side as cars drove through the middle. Those changes made in an effort to keep everyone socially distanced and safe.
You know, surprisingly, the community has been...
The parade route included over 20 floats and a long line of cars foot up Smelter Avenue in Black Eagle. Black Eagle Community Center General Manager Greg Scobie says he's grateful for how the community has supported the parade, even with the changes.
Even though everything's being canceled, it's still important that we are staying in here together.
You know, surprisingly, the community has been in full support of what we've been doing up here. They're excited to see the difference, the change that is entailed with everything. I mean, it's not your traditional parade, which, you know, none of us are fully happy with, but at least it's something. It's something for us to get out and be able to do and still enjoy the festivities of the 4th of July.
In the community center, we'll also be having a celebration with food trucks, live music, and a fireworks show that will continue until midnight tonight. Well, the Helena Boy Scouts held a flag raising for 4th of July as well. The flag raising took place at the Old Glory Landmark in Helena. According to the Old Glory Landmark Committee, the traditional ceremony with festivities was canceled due to the coronavirus pandemic. That's when Troop 214 decided to step in and hold a special ceremony. The Scouts helped raise the flag, and Capitol High students played the Star-Spangled Banner. The event was private to limit the gathering amount. However, this didn't stop the committee nor the Boy Scouts from celebrating our nation's flag.
Even though everything's being canceled, it's still important that we are staying in here together as a nation, as America, and 4th of July is the perfect time to celebrate that.
And Troop 214 has been serving the Boy Scouts of Helena since 1935. Well, coming up, if you're headed out for this 4th of July, remember it always has a designated driver. If you plan to use ride services like Uber, we've got advice for finding a ride during high traffic times.
The Montana Television Network. The 5:30 news continues on Montana's News Leader.
Well, when the food and festivities are over, how do you plan to get home this 4th of July? Exercise your freedom of choice, the choice to drive responsibly. According to data from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Montana is the 3rd most dangerous state to drive in this 4th of July, based on the state's amount of fatalities per capita. This year, Montana's traffic fatalities are on the rise, with nearly 11% more fatalities compared to last year at the same time. And for cities like Great Falls, rideshare shortages only make it more critical to drive responsibly this Independence Day. For those dependent on rideshare services, Uber driver Dick Thorpe has advice for finding a ride while ride requests surge this evening.
If they ask for Uber and it says there's no drivers, wait a few minutes and do it again, and sometimes, you know, they'll either miss the call or maybe they're too busy, but I'm hoping that there'll be enough out there tonight.
And if wait times are long, you should continue to wait for a driver to become available instead of driving under the influence. Well, the Valley Hub in Helena is hosting their first annual Toys for Tots garage sale this weekend. MTN's Lexi Aguayo has the details.
Many kids wish for a toy for Christmas.
What do you want for Christmas, baby?
A toy.
A toy.
The Toys for Tots makes that happen every year, but need to fundraise to do so. The Valley Hub in Helena stepped up and hosted their first annual Toys for Tots garage sale. All proceeds go to the Helena Toys for Tots to provide toys for kids this Christmas.
I love garage sales, and my parents used to garage sale all the time, and I just thought, you know, we could make this work.
And it is working.
Toys for Tots says they're having a great turnout. They predict $6,000 from Saturday's garage sale. $2,000 have already been raised before the sale even began.
The Valley Hub owner said that as people were donating items before the sale began, many bought items on their way out.
It's heartwarming how generous our community is. You know, you ask them to step up, and they bring it on even more than what you've asked for.
Some community members have previous experiences with Toys for Tots and are happy to give back.
When I was younger, my family had to use Toys for Tots, so it feels good to give back now that I'm older to other kids.
In Helena, I'm Lexi Aguayo, MTN News.
And the Valley Hub will continue the Toys for Tots garage sale tomorrow from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m.
Well, right now it looks beautiful with the flag, very patriotic. The rain is behind us and temperatures right now 70 degrees. Don't go away. I'll have a look at your full 7-day forecast coming up after this. Welcome back, everyone. I hope that you have had a great start to your 4th of July, even if we've had to deal with a few thunderstorms, some of which were severe in the past 3 hours. So right now, the reason why we're looking at what we're seeing is because the Storm Prediction Center, they have issued this severe weather threat, looking at a medium risk for scattered severe thunderstorms for our friends from Helena all the way up to Hayes and Glasgow, as well as Scobie. And for us here in the Electric City, as well as up towards Havre, looking at a low chance for isolated severe thunderstorms. And this is due to the energy that's needed. There's a lot of energy in the atmosphere, as well as our winds are shifting as you go higher up in the atmosphere at different speeds, and that's allowing for us to look at quarter-size hail that is possible. And we are looking at this event lasting until the evening hours. So we're going to talk about how, who, and where you're going to be able to see that. So currently temperatures 86 in Havre, 77 in Lewistown, 92 in Glasgow. A little bit cooler though down towards Helena at 74 and Great Falls 76. These warm temperatures are fueling these thunderstorms as they are making their way towards the northeast. And here we go. This is our field. We're looking at a lot of showers and thunderstorms all the way north of Great Falls, kind of curving out to Lewistown and back down towards our friends and around Helena, even though you guys are kind of in the clear for right now. But I mean, we're seeing in Dutton from there all the way up to folks east of Conrad, way east. We're looking at a lot of showers and thunderstorms. Also in Augusta, we are seeing a few thunderstorms there too. Also north of Fort Benton, heading towards Big Sandy. So Big Sandy, get ready. You're about to have a lot of lightning strikes. Also, we're seeing thunderstorms that are curving down towards Lewistown that are making their way towards folks in Roy. You guys are going to be looking, and you actually are already seeing heavy showers, but we aren't looking at really lightning strikes there for now, but don't worry, that line, it is moving out towards you. Now, as we head throughout the evening, we are expecting to see these thunderstorms continue. So right around 7 p.m., we're going to be looking at that bulk kind of making its way from the Electric City down towards Lewistown, still making its way up towards Havre. By around 8:30 tonight, when people are starting to shoot off fireworks, well, you're going to be looking at this kind of line. It's going to become widespread, and it's going to be continuing to make its way into Glasgow. Now, we're still going to have to deal with a few isolated showers and thunderstorms that will be behind us as we head throughout into the start of our nighttime around 9:30. We are going to start to see, though, our showers diminish for us from Great Falls to Helena. So looking at a few isolated ones, but I think we are going to be looking at pretty much the main bulk of the showers making their way off towards Glasgow. Continuing throughout the night by around 11 p.m., we've seen our activity die down. Most of the problem, though, will still be towards Glasgow and Scobie as they make their way out towards Canada. Going throughout the day tomorrow, though, we're going to be looking at a beautiful sunny day, so enjoy a nice day. We're going to see showers really staying towards the south of us, even though we could see maybe a couple try and make their way into our viewing area. I don't think that's going to really be the case. I think that we'll have a beautiful start to our day on Monday, but we will start to see scattered showers and thunderstorms possible as we head into the evening hours. With our winds, we aren't seeing really any problems except for our friends up in Cut Bank. West winds at 16 miles an hour. Down towards Helena, northwest winds at around 12 miles an hour. As we head throughout the night into tomorrow, we are going to be looking at winds right around 10 to 20 miles an hour too. So we aren't going to be looking at really any problems except for tonight where these thunderstorms are moving. And that's when you could be looking at some damaging wind gusts of around 30 to 40 miles an hour. Some folks even seeing 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. You can always follow me, though, on Facebook at Meteorologist Grant Garland. On Facebook, I've been updating everybody doing Facebook Lives, telling you where the thunderstorms are at. 54 in Havre tonight, 50 in Great Falls, 50 in Helena. As far as our next 7 days go, we are going to be looking at a 30% chance on Monday for some scattered isolated thunderstorms in the afternoon. Better chance on Tuesday. Wednesday, though, through Friday into Saturday, we're going to be looking at just isolated thunderstorms possible for everyone. And that's going to be the same situation for Helena. Don't go away. We'll be back right after this break.
When the traditional 4th of July parade in Laurel, Montana was canceled, one group banded together to celebrate Independence Day today. Around 200 vehicles sporting red, white, and blue cruised the streets in the Laurel Freedom Drive. MTN's Mitch Schlaggy brings us the story.
On any other 4th of July, the streets of Laurel would be packed with onlookers, waving to the parade organized by the Laurel Chamber of Commerce. This year, a group of locals under the name Yellowstone County American Patriots organized their own parade to celebrate American independence.
Everybody's pumped up for America and liberty and the 4th of July, so it was a great deal.
Parade floats were asked to abide by the usual traffic rules because law enforcement wasn't blocking off the streets. The route was more empty than usual this year, but people still turned out to take in the sights and sounds. Christy Eaton and her family own a home on the parade route.
And we love it. It's packed, always busy. And this year we were very, very sad that there was not going to be a parade. So we were surprised when we saw the drive-by parade.
For the organizers, it was important to carry on the tradition of Independence Day celebrations despite COVID-19.
That's what we're here to do, is to continue those traditions. Regardless of things that are going on, we need to take a stand and continue to show people that America is great. It's worth fighting for. Our founding fathers and their families sacrificed so much, and now our military continue to fight for us and their families in keeping our freedom, and it is up to American citizens to take a stand and continue to honor that and fight for it and keep our liberties.
Miller and Olson both formed the Montana Shrugged Tea Party in 2009. Olson says the drive served to celebrate veterans, police officers, and the documents that helped form the United States of America.
We believe in our Constitution, the Declaration of Independence, the two greatest documents ever written for man to govern himself. So we do this passionately. We don't get paid to do this, but it's just something we think people got to do and understand and move forward on.
In Laurel, Mitch Schlaggy, MTN News.
Olson said he'd like to join forces with the Laurel Chamber next year to increase the size of the parade. We're back after this.
We do have the chance for severe thunderstorms as we head into the evening hours. Quarter-sized hail and damaging wind gusts and frequent lightning. Those are going to be our main threats. Let's get a look at our field again. We have a lot of showers and thunderstorms that have been moving through the area early this afternoon and continuing as they make their way towards the northeast at around 20 to 30 miles an hour. Overall, though, tonight we're going to drop down to the low 50s, around 51, before warming up to 77 degrees tomorrow. It'll be a beautiful day, nice and sunny out. Showers and thunderstorms will make their way back in, though, Monday into Tuesday, and then we'll have an isolated chance from Wednesday through Saturday, and that's going to really be the same situation for our friends in Helena, too, except we are going to add the addition to having a windy day on Tuesday. All in all, enjoy tomorrow because it will be a nice day, and then we're going to have those umbrellas come in on Monday.
Well, great. You want to know one 4th of July tradition that's unlike any other? The Nathan's Hot Dog Eating Contest. You knew this was coming, right? Instead of its traditional outdoor stage at Coney Island in Brooklyn, New York, the event was held indoors this afternoon with COVID-19 safety measures in place. And of course, you know him, you love him. Joey Chestnut won for the 13th time in 14 years, eating a record of 75 hot dogs in 10 minutes. That beat his record of 74 from 2018. Chestnut now holds the record for most championships in a single event with those 13 wins. Grant, quite possibly the greatest athlete of all time.
I'm saying, I mean, his stomach must really be working out.
That's insane. More championships in one sport or one event than Bill Russell, Rafael Nadal, some of the greats. I think he's up there on the Mount Rushmore of athletes.
Somebody
it's a bold
get
claim.
this man a trophy and $1 million.
We'll see you back here at 10 o'clock. Thanks for watching. Happy 4th.